Hello friends, you're watching India Today Tech, and in this video we're going to unbox and take a quick look at the Redmi Y1. It is the latest smartphone from Xiaomi that comes at a price tag of Rs 6,000. Xiaomi says it's also company's first selfie-centric smartphone in this price segment, as the phone comes with a 16 megapixel camera at the front. The phone doesn't compromise much on the specs, as it comes with Snapdragon 435 chip on board with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, which is quite decent in this price range. We'll take a detailed look at the specs after we unbox the phone. Also, the phone is made in India, as Xiaomi has put in a red sticker at the back of the device. Before moving further, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so to get latest videos delivered directly to your inbox. Okay, so let's take a look at the Xiaomi Redmi Y1. We have the gold color here with us. The Y1 has a unibody build, as was the case with the Redmi 4 or the Redmi Note phones as well. There are antenna lines at the back and a fingerprint scanner in the mid. At the front there are capacitive keys at the bottom, and we'll be taking a look at that, if they're backlit or not. But a major differentiator compared to the Redmi phones of the past and even the Redmi Note 4 is that the phone is not made in metal. It is made purely out of plastic, and the frame is also made out of plastic. The phone is fully made out of polycarbonate material, which is a far cry from Xiaomi phones that we have seen in the past in this price range as well. Let's take a look at other contents of the box and we'll come back to the smartphone. First, there is a setup guide, and then there is a safety guide that lists the SAR value of the smartphone and other safety information. Then there is a micro USB cable, a SIM ejector tool, and a travel adapter with 2 ampere of output rating. There is space empty in the right side of the box, and Xiaomi may include earphones with its final retail box, but we are not sure of that as of now. So this is all you get alongside the smartphone. Now let's take a look at the device. At the bottom there is a micro USB port alongside the speaker grills, and I'm not sure if both of them are speakers. There are 2 buttons on the right side. Both are made out of plastic, but they have good tactile feedback. Then there is a fingerprint scanner at the back with a camera and an LED flash. At the top there is an IR blaster along with a secondary mic. There is also a 3.5mm jack at the top rim, and on the left there is the SIM tray. Let's take out the SIM tray and take a look at what all slots does it have. So the Redmi Y1 has a pretty long SIM tray because it has support for all the 3 cards, so you can put the SIM 1 and SIM 2 and also expand your storage simultaneously up to 128GB using a micro SD card. Okay, so now let's set up the smartphone. The Xiaomi Y1 is also the first smartphone to come with MIUI 9. The phone ships with MIUI straight out of the box, and after this Xiaomi will be rolling out MIUI 9 to other smartphones as well. Before setting up the smartphone, Y1 also allows you to check which theme you would like to choose. So let's choose this one and go ahead. Okay, so setting up the phone does take a lot of time. So let's take a look at the detailed specs of the smartphone in the meanwhile. Xiaomi Y1 has a 5.5-inch IPS display with 720p of resolution. It has a 270 ppi of pixel density, and there is a Corning Gorilla Glass on top, though Xiaomi doesn't specify which version of the Gorilla Glass is used on the Y1. Next, the Y1 comes with Snapdragon 435 chip from Qualcomm with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage, which is expandable up to 128GB via microSD card. It also has an Adreno 505 GPU. On the camera front, the phone has a 16 megapixel camera as a selfie shooter with flash, and a 13 megapixel camera in the rear, also with a single LED flash. On the connectivity front, The phone comes with dual SIM support with 4G connectivity and VoLTE support. It also has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The sensors include fingerprint scanner at the back and accelerometer, gyro, ambient light and proximity sensors as well. The phone has a 3080 mAh battery and the SAR values are 1.0924 for head and 1.440 for body, which is quite close to the maximum limitation of 1.6 watt per kg. So this is the Xiaomi Y1 guys. Before taking a look at the display and also before putting some games on the phone, let's take a look at the MIUI 9. So this is the first smartphone to come with MIUI 9. While the retail box will be having the final build, our phone is running the beta build of the MIUI 9. There is a slight change in the settings menu, as you can see. Some of the options have changed while most of it has been kept the same. Also, if you slide to the right, you get a new page which is very similar to the Bixby virtual assistant on Samsung phones, and we used to see this on HTC Sense UI as well. There is a search bar at the top which takes you to the Google search, and you can add shortcuts on the tab below it. There are other application tabs that you can add in this page as well. The touchscreen on the smartphone feels pretty smooth. Next, you will see that some of the icons have also been changed, like the Mi remote and the settings menu, and layout of some apps have also been changed slightly. But the biggest addition on the MIUI 9 has to be the multi-window support. Now you can run 2 windows on single screen, which wasn't possible on the MIUI 8 and was quite a waste of space on bezel-less smartphones from Xiaomi like the Mi Mix 2. So the way to put split screen on Xiaomi smartphones is to click the split screen button first. Only then you can move apps to arrange them in a split screen view. This is very different from stock Android interface, wherein you can just long press the app and drag it to the top to split the screen into 2 halves. But the Xiaomi phone takes a different route. The phone still doesn't have an app drawer, as you can see, and most of the apps that were present on the previous MIUI 8 are also present now. For example, there is a weather app, the file explorer, notes, Mi Video, apps from Amazon, and other apps that include a calculator, compass, voice recorder and stuff. Also, let's test the fingerprint scanner on the Mi Y1. The phone has a fingerprint scanner placed at the back, and we'll just check how fast the scanner is. Okay, so it's pretty fast. It's very similar to what we have seen on the Redmi devices. It is neither faster than the Redmi Note 4, not slower than it, so it's very similar to that of the Redmi Note 4. It takes less than a second, as you would see, which is quite fast than many of the smartphones in this price range, like the 10 or E. Okay, now let's take a look at the display quality on the device. The phone has a 720p display, so that is the maximum resolution supported on YouTube videos. Also, the speaker is on this grill, and this is just for look or complementing the design, so the volume will come only from this speaker. Otherwise, the phone seems to have a nice display. The brightness is not great, so you may be left struggling in bright outdoor sun, but otherwise the colors seem to have nice rendering, and the viewing angles are also not that bad. There are some phones like the 10 or E that come with a full HD display in this price range, but really the 720p is the best resolution otherwise that you can get on a phone, keeping the software also pretty light and fast in working. Next, let us also take a look at the camera on the device. The phone has a 13 megapixel camera with GPS support, so the autofocus, as you can see, is quite fast. It's not that bad given the price tag, but I do see the color is slightly changed on the photo. Let's take a click and check out the color on the phone. Also, while clicking, I see that the autofocus needs a second or a two to lock the focus and take the photo. But as you see, there are very few clicks that are not in focus. Otherwise, most of the photos have the minion in focus. The color is quite different from what we have on the minion here. But then again, in this price segment, we have seldom seen phone reproducing accurate colors, let alone vivid and bright tones on them. It appears that the details are also not as good as that we saw on the Redmi 4. But then again, we'll have to do a side-by-side comparison to confirm that, and we'll be probably doing that shortly in our next video. Also, let us take a look at the front camera on the device. I can click using the fingerprint scanner at the back, which compensates for the big 5.5-inch screen on the phone. But I also need to correct the exposure on the device, which the front camera is overexposing photos. Let's take a look at the details the phone can capture, which is quite nice. The skin tone is even and accurate, though I had to change the exposure, but turns out to be fine. So this is the Xiaomi Y1, guys. We'll be doing the full testing in the coming days, which will include the network testing and the performance testing on the device as well. So far, the only thing I could think of is that the build quality on the device could have been better, as Xiaomi has abandoned metal build to go with plastic build on this device. Also, the bottom keys on the phone are not backlit, but that is the case with most budget segment smartphones with Xiaomi. Let us know what you think about the device in the comment section below. If you've liked this video, hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel to get latest stuff like this delivered directly to your inbox. Thank you for watching.